It started with a faint chime, one that didn't belong to any app on his phone. Adam, a 32-year-old software engineer, sat up in bed, staring at the glowing screen. The time read 3:33 a.m. He rubbed his eyes, assuming it was just another late-night notification. But there was no message, no missed calls, no alerts, just an eerie silence hanging in the air. The next morning, Adam woke up to find his phone behaving strangely. Apps would open by themselves. The screen flickered at random moments. And most disturbingly, his phone's Bluetooth was connected to an unknown device. He tapped the settings, expecting to find a rogue speaker or an old smartwatch connection. Instead, it read, "Connected device, unknown." His heart pounded. Who was connected to his phone? He scrolled through his call logs, his messages, even his email. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary until he received a text from an unknown number. "I've been watching you, Adam." His breath caught in his throat. Was this some kind of prank? He typed back, fingers shaking. "Who is this?" A response came instantly. "I am the one who's always been with you. You just never noticed." Adam's palms grew damp. His logical mind told him this was probably a hacker, someone who had infiltrated his phone. He rushed to disconnect the Bluetooth device, but no matter how many times he tried, the unknown device wouldn't disconnect. Then another message appeared. "You can't remove me. I am a part of you." The word sent a shiver down his spine. He turned off his phone and tossed it on the nightstand. Maybe it was a virus, a glitch. But deep inside, a strange feeling gnawed at him. That night, as he lay in bed, the phone lit up again on its own. The screen flickered, then displayed a message without any notification sound. "Do you want to know the truth?" Adam hesitated. Something told him that if he ignored it, it wouldn't stop. He reached for the device, his heart hammering. With a deep breath, he typed, "Yes." The screen went black for a few moments before another message appeared. "Check your gallery." Adam's hands trembled as he opened the gallery app. There were new photos, ones he had never taken. Each image was of him, asleep, from different angles in his bedroom. His blood turned ice cold. Someone had been in his room, watching, taking pictures. His breath quickened. He grabbed his keys and ran out of his apartment, his phone clutched tightly in his grip. He needed answers. Who was doing this? As he reached the street, the phone vibrated in his hand. Another message. "You can run, but you can't hide. You need to listen, Adam. There is something you must do." He stopped in his tracks. The street was empty, the cold wind brushing against his skin. He looked around, searching for anyone watching him. The phone chimed again. "God is speaking to you, but you are too busy to listen." His heart pounded. "God?" Another message followed. "You have ignored the signs for too long. You are trapped in the world of distractions. Technology has consumed you. Your purpose is slipping away." Adam's mind raced. He had never been religious. He spent his life chasing success, working long hours and drowning in digital noise. But this was beyond explanation. His phone vibrated one last time that night. "The choice is yours. Wake up or lose everything." Adam stared at the screen, the weight of the message pressing down on him. Was this a warning? A second chance? For the first time in years, he felt something stirred deep inside him. A forgotten truth buried beneath his busy life. He didn't know who or what was behind this, but he knew one thing. He had to find out. Adam barely slept that night. His mind reeled from the chilling messages, the mysterious connection, and the photos of him asleep, captured by an unseen presence. Was this really a hacker? Or was it something much more terrifying? By morning, he resolved to take control. He reset his phone, wiped all data, and even switched to a different device. Yet, as soon as he powered it on, a notification appeared. "You can't run from the truth, Adam." A deep, unsettling realization settled over him. This wasn't just about his phone. Desperate for answers, he sought help from his friend Daniel, a cybersecurity expert. Daniel listened intently as Adam recounted everything. The text, the photos, the eerie Bluetooth connection. When Adam handed over the phone, Daniel's confident smirk faded. "This is weird." He tapped the screen, then checked the device logs. His face darkened. "There's no sign of an external hack," he muttered. "No malware, no spyware, nothing unusual." Adam's stomach twisted. "Then how do you explain it?" Daniel hesitated, then turned the phone toward him. "The messages, they weren't sent from an external server." Adam frowned. "What do you mean?" Daniel exhaled sharply. "They originated from within your device, as if your phone is messaging itself." Adam's skin prickled. That was impossible. Could it be AI? Some kind of advanced script? He asked, trying to rationalize it. Daniel shook his head. Even AI needs a trigger, and there's no evidence of one. It's like, he paused, choosing his words carefully. It's like your phone knows you. A chill ran down Adam's spine. That night, Adam sat alone in his apartment, the phone lying on the table before him. He stared at it, his mind racing. Was this some kind of supernatural intervention? A test? A warning? The screen flickered again. A new message. You don't need proof. You already know the truth. His breath hitched. Did he? His entire life had been consumed by routine. Wake up, work, scroll mindlessly through his phone, sleep, repeat. There was no purpose, no meaning beyond productivity and digital escapism. He had ignored people, brushed off emotions, neglected his health, and abandoned his spiritual self. And now, something or someone was forcing him to see it. The phone vibrated once more. You were never meant to live this way. Adam's throat tightened. For years, he had felt an emptiness he couldn't explain. No matter how much he achieved, how much money he earned, something was always missing. Tears welled in his eyes as he whispered, "Then what am I supposed to do?" The screen brightened. "Seek what is real. Disconnect from the false world. Your purpose awaits." Adam inhaled shakily. His phone had been his lifeline, his addiction, his escape. But now, he saw it for what it truly was, a prison. For the first time in years, he switched it off, and for the first time in years, he felt free. The silence was deafening. No notifications, no messages, no endless scrolling. Just Adam, alone with his thoughts. For the first time in years, he felt the weight of his own existence, not buried under the glow of a screen, but raw and exposed. At first, the absence of his phone felt unbearable. His fingers twitched, his mind craved distraction. The impulse to check, to scroll, to escape gnawed at him, but he resisted. Instead, he did something he hadn't done in years. He stepped outside. The world looked different. The skies stretched wider, the air felt cooler, and for once he noticed the sounds, the rustling leaves, the distant laughter of children, the hum of life all around him. But something else lingered in the back of his mind. A question, a mystery still unsolved. Who was behind the messages? And more importantly, what was his purpose? That night, as he lay in bed, his thoughts drifted to a memory long forgotten. His mother's voice, soft yet firm. "God speaks in whispers, Adam. But if you drown in noise, you'll never hear him." A lump formed in his throat. Had God been trying to reach him all this time? Had he sent the messages? Not through an app, not through technology, but through a force Adam couldn't understand? His entire life, he had dismissed faith. He believed in logic, in science, in things that could be measured. But what if there was something more? The phone sat on his nightstand, dark and silent. He reached for it, hesitating before pressing the power button. The screen lit up. No messages. No strange connections. But then, just as he was about to set it down, a final notification appeared. "You have taken the first step. Now walk the path." Adam exhaled. A deep, unshakable calm settled over him. This wasn't just about a phone. It was about his life, his purpose, his awakening. The next morning, he made a decision. No more mindless scrolling. No more drowning in digital noise. Instead, he would seek the real, the meaningful. He would listen. As he stepped outside, he felt something shift inside him, a quiet, unexplainable certainty. He wasn't alone. He never had been.